Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Or if you're new here, hi, how are you doing? I'm Rivzaix or Zai, or whatever you want to call me. I do not have a preference. And today I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite visual mods for The Sims 4. I always get a lot of questions about the mods I use, overrides and replacement, my G-shade and stuff like that. So if you want to know, just keep on watching. Make sure you stay until the very end to know what my G-shade is, along with how I edit my videos. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We are already here, so I'm just get right into it. And the very first mod that I'm going to be showcasing you guys is the main menu override that I use in my game. As you can see right now, this is the main menu home view, designed by Cinematically. Love Cinematically has some amazing mods. Definitely go check them out. I really like this mod because, for one, it gets rid of all this clutter. Without this mod, my game would look like this. It'll have my family here and the news and like all the ads and stuff, and I do not want that. I'm so grateful for this mod because we have these buttons down here that lets me change it, and I can also make my family bigger or smaller if I do want my family to be on here, you know what I mean? Also, I forgot to mention that there's actually dynamic timing. It's about sunset where I am right now at the time that I'm recording this, and it mimics in the game, and I can see it outside too. It's like lined up so perfectly. It is so beautiful. Some more things about this main menu override is that we have no full screen ad, so when I load into my game, I won't have to see like that full screen ad about the SpongeBob kid just right in my freaking face. And when I click away, I won't have that blue overlay that like makes me want to reset my game and come back to reload the game up again. So this mod is really good for that. And going into the second mod is my loading screen, and this is a new download as of recently. This is a Life is Strange loading screen. As you can see, it has Butterfly from Life is Strange, and it says this action will have consequences. And I just love this because not only is it a scene from Life is Strange, but it's recreated in The Sims. Beautiful. But by the way, go ahead and leave a butterfly emoji if you're excited for any movie coming out for Life is Strange. I know I am. Since you're here, I'm just gonna introduce you to the third one, and that is my map replacement. As you can see, my map does look a little different. I sent a screenshot of my map view to somebody, and it was like, hey, our Sam, my shoe nose look very different. You know who you are. Anyways, this map override is by Felipe Sims, I want to say, and it's so pretty, so pretty. There is a bunch of other map overrides out in the game, but I just feel like this one looks very Maxie's Match, and I feel like it's like very my style. I don't know, it's very realistic but very like Maxie's Match at the same time. So I make sure I keep this in my game. I don't have it for certain worlds that I don't play in. So like Moonwood Mill is a world that I do not play in, so I don't have for that. I mean, just look how pretty Norda Heaven looks. I feel like it's definitely my favorite amongst the map overrides that I have in my game. Definitely my favorite. It's just so pretty. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and have my sim order her favorite drink while I showcase the next mod, and that is Chalk UI by Vix8. I get questions about this all the time on TikTok. People are always asking me what's like, how do I make my UI dark, how do I get the dark mode, and this is, like I said, Chalk UI by Vix8. I will say that it's very hard to download. The installation process is very tedious, and if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't read the directions correctly, you will mess up your game. So make sure you read thoroughly before you like install it and put it right into your mod folder. But yes, this is how I make my UI black. My pie menu and some other things in my game do still show up as white, and that's because I have to choose and pick the files that I might need or might not need depending on if I have like tool in my mod or whatever. So if you have tool in your mod or any other mod that might conflict with the UI, make sure you definitely, like I said, read and make sure you know what you're doing. Is my sim gonna drink her drink? What did she order? I want to see. What is this? A Bridgeport. Okay, Finn. She smashed. She just her first drink, y'all. She just aged up into a young adult very recently, as you can see over here from her moodlet. That's still has a little bit 2 hours left. On the same topic of my UI replacement mod, I actually do have a font replacement mod in my game, as you can kind of tell already. And this is a very recent download. I used to have the Helvetica font mod in my game because I wanted it to look very strange, Life is Strange, core-esque, but I took that out because I couldn't read it that well, and I just love the way this one looks. It's so clean, and I feel like it matches Chalk UI very nicely. So Yeah, this is the font replacement mod that they can made. I don't, if I'm saying his username wrong, y'all please correct me. I love these videos, go check him out, y'all. But this is his mod font replacement that I have in my game, and it's so very nice, so very nice. I wish I knew exactly what the font is called, because holy schmoly, it's like a really nice font. It's really nice and modern. I love it. It fits the Sims very nicely, I feel, as well, versus the original font replacement that we have in the game, which is not my cup of joe or tea. On to the same topic, as you can kind of see, I do have a bit of a cursor replacement. My cursor is a little black and chalked. It's because I use the cursor replacement mod by rivzaix, the same person who made the chalk UI mod. And if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like they made this cursor replacement because they wanted to match chalk UI. So I immediately downloaded that because I just feel like it mimics it so perfectly. It balances everything out. I feel like I would definitely notice a difference if I didn't have it in my game. If you have chalk UI, definitely gets this one in combination. I have a few other mods in my game by rivzaix, so I'm gonna kind of put them in the same category, so that's the same bullet point, and I'm just gonna name them off and put them on the screen for you guys. I have a plumb bob replacement, as you can already kind of see over here actually. My plumb bob kind of matches the chalk UI, so that's why I have that, or the dark mode, which I wouldn't call it. I also have the active object replacement, so it matches as well. As you can see, it looks very sketchy. Once again, matching chalk UI. The small things like this in my game really do make me happy, and they just change so much. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like so nitty gritty. I don't know. I also have a replacement for my gizmo, and by gizmo I mean my little build tool you use to draw walls. That's different, along with what you would use to draw terrain paint. This is also different. Well, you can't kind of see it here. You can kind of see it here, but I have that in my game, along with a grid replacement. This grid replacement makes it look very chalky. And last but not least is the outline. If I want to hover over an item, it's not white, it's kind of black. You can't really see it because it's like a little dark over here. When I hover over this like couch over here, or the white dresser, my outline would be normally white, but I have it so that it's black, so it matches once again chalked UI. And one more mod in the same category as about, I'm just gonna have my sim nap so I can show you guys. As you can see, little Z's that come out her as she naps also matches chalk UI. I have a whole bunch of mods in my game because I like consistency. So I just have stuff that matches other things. I guess while we're here, I can also talk about the nap replacement that I have in my game. I feel like when Sims nap, it just looks so uncomfortable, so I just added one that looks a little bit more comfortable. Vera does have the lazy trait, so I do have her nap in just like random places because I think it's funny. And when she does, it's like it just doesn't look comfortable, so I just had to get this mod in my game just for her actually. Now we are in cast, and I want to show you guys the cast background that I use. I just recently downloaded this, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, I need that. I'm obsessed with it. And this is the Azor the Azor drop cast background by Perline. Love. I feel like it matches the sim style that I'm going for as of lately. I'm changing my sim style, my G shade and stuff like that. I'm trying to get like the Tumblr girlies. I don't mind it being like a little wonky down here. It makes it like your sim is floating from time to time. I don't really mind, honestly. I just like how like the contrast and the color looks. I just love it. I don't know. I guess while we're in cast, I can talk about the lighting mods that I use. Everybody knows what sunblind is, so I'm not gonna include sunblind here. But if you don't know what sunblind is, I will leave a link down in the description for you, of course. But for cast, I use a mod called Gentle. What's it called? I use Gentle Cast Lighting by Northern Siberia Winds. It just makes it so my sims don't look as hard. I literally have a picture of my same G shade, the same cast background, but without this mod, with a different lighting mod in my game, and it's such a huge difference. I immediately had to put it back in my game because I was like, oh my god, I can't live without it. I use this in combination with even better in-game lighting, and I use a dark version of that. It just makes it so that that the gentle cast and the even better lighting in my game matches, so it doesn't look different. And like I said, I like the consistency, so that's why I have both in my game. Speaking of consistency, I do want to show you guys another little mod that I have by Vixated, the Tidy Cast. This mod is mostly for people who are always in cast or use different skin overlays like I do. I do have a bunch of skin overlays here on my image, as you can kind of see. And with this mod, it separates the categories. So as you can see, this says forehead crease, and as I scroll down, it'll say mouth crease and freckles and stuff like that, and it just lets me kind of layer them easily, so I'm not left to guess what is what in each category, if that makes sense. I use the TV version because it matches with, guess what? Talk to you. You guessed right. Good job, good job, good job. Oh my gosh, I was gonna show you guys the next mod, but it is thunderstorming. Let me quickly go ahead and cheat that with UI cheats. This next mod that I want to show you guys is a terrain replacement. I use this terrain placement, but before this one, I used to use winged llamas. If you guys are curious, because I did get questions about that. And before winged llamas, I used K hippies, but I feel like winged llamas is too maxi match and K hippies is too alpha, and I feel like the one I use as of right now is just kind of in the middle. You can kind of see here on his dirt path, but like not really. It looks a little realistic, but not that much. I'm sorry for all these pop-ups, y'all. That's kind of what happens when I change the time in my games. Let me just kind of get rid of these. Oh my god, please. That's what I have. No, please. Oh my gosh. Please leave me. Oh my god, leave me alone. Oh gosh, you can kind of see it here as well. The dirt looks not too maxi smash, but not too realistic. That's kind of how I see it, at least. Oh, this area is really pretty. I didn't realize how pretty this area is. Wow, let me press play. Really pretty area here in Brilliton Bay, and it's raining again. Beautiful. I also do have another terrain override mod in my game, and this one is by Plantil, and it kind of basically changes the grass here in Brilliton Bay, so it's not like very yellow. Some of the grass here in Brilliton Bay is very yellow, but it's more green. It has more foliage. It looks more healthy, so I have that replacement override in my game as well, because I like my grass to be green and not fucking yellow. Moving on to the few last mods that I have in my game, we're kind of in a good place to show you, since there is a lot of trees here in Brilliton Bay, and that is the matte tree replacements by Simsy Boy. As you can see here, my trees don't look TD. Trees are 3D, they're not 2D. Normally in the game, these trees would not look like this. They would look like very flat and just like a cardboard cutout instead of like actual trees. And with this mod replacement, it makes it look, like I said, like real. Like it looks real, you know what I mean? Very nice mod. Very nice mod. I was told that this mod, it uses minimal resources, so it won't be too heavy on your computer if you are curious about that. But as I said, I like to keep the consistency in my game, so what I use in combination with that is the matte replaces mod, also by Simsy Boy. And what that does is it basically changes like the horizon to like actually look 3D and not look fake. Like some of the buildings would like look like a cardboard cutout along with the trees, but as you can see here from the view, the buildings actually look real. I'm gonna go to a better lot so I can show you guys this a little more better. Actually, I came to Newcrest, and you can kind of see the terrain override a little better here. It looks a little realistic, but a little maxi smash at the same time. Love to see it. With this matte replacement, it just changes the buildings, and like I said, the trees to be more 3D. It just changes it so it's not 2D, it's 3D, and it just looks so much better and so much realistic. And you get it. And yes, Miami Foods Part 3. Did you know there is a progress in what's opposite in Miami 3s?
South Florida Real Secret Spots, Dogs and Cats Walkway Edition. Did you know there's a secret art installation in Miami?
Now for the part everyone was waiting for, and that is my G-Shade preset. Tom Peeping would like to come over and hang out. Girl, why do you know Tom Peeping? Anyways, officially the G-Shade preset I use is called G-Kama by Zombie Boy, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen, of course, for you guys. But I did make a few modifications to this G-Shade just to my liking, just so I can get it how I like. And I will gladly show you guys that right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and press Shift and Backspace at the the same time. Go ahead and bring up my G shade menu. As you can see here, I am using Jagama. And some things that I added on to this was high pass filter just to make my game look a little more sharper. I added slow sharp as well, because without it my game would not be that sharpness that I like to see. I added vintage. I actually can't remember if I added vintage or not, or if it was already here. It probably was. I added anti-aliasing just because I feel like it just I don't know what it does, I'm not gonna lie to you, but when I do use it I notice a difference. I like after I reset my game and I put it back, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Sometimes I'll use aspect ratio if I'm taking a picture and I want to see how it'll look, and if it was a square I'll use this. Sometimes I'll use pirate bloom if I'm taking screenshots, but like not all the time, but this is here just in case for easy access. Where are we going? Oh my gosh. I of course use relight, and along with immersive relight, very helpful. This brings a little extra light into my game. And I added vibrance because without vibrance with Jacama it will look like this. It's not that big of a difference, but I do like a little more vibrancy in my game, so for my saturation, so I have this. Of course I have MXAO off because sometimes my computer can't handle it, other times it can, so I have that off. I added the contrast adaptive sharpening because once again I like my game to be real sharp. The other filter I added in is this Prod 8002 bonus LUT pack, and I just want my game to look a little more like, I don't know, like a picture like 2007 in your mom's house growing up with your siblings. I don't know, that's the best way I can explain. I also have lumen flares on, but this came with Jacama. And the last thing that I have on is monocular cues. I don't know how to say it, but without it, it'll look like this. Not that bad, but sometimes I want my game to look a little more so I have this, you know, just there. Just in case. And I guess now I'm gonna show you guys how I take my screenshot, so give me a second to set that up. Guys, Gibby Point is gorgeous, by the way. Like, I never really like noticed how pretty this freaking world is, but gorgeous. Oh, here's a very good example of the matte, oh, where did it go? Of the matte override thingy. Look how like realistic the mountains look. This is a very good example. I should have stayed here for it, but the mountains look very more this looks better. I'm gonna go ahead and set my sim up for her screenshot. I'm gonna post her using Wicked Whims because it's just a lot more easier. Okay, so I think I like this pose, but of course I can always change it if I want to. I have her pose, so what I'm gonna do is open my G-shape menu again, and I'm just gonna add all the effects that I like to use. I like to use ultimate relights. It gives like a nice little light to her. Sometimes I'll use a regular quant relight, but like not all the time. But let's see how it looks right now. Wow, that is holy ash, baby. All right, let's turn that down. We can keep it, but let's turn it down a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, why are we so close and personal? I'm gonna turn on max. I'm gonna turn on this as well. Not too much, not too much. I'm gonna turn on 8 off. Whatever y'all want to call that, I don't know. Chromatic abbreviation, just because I like the look of it, along with chromatic abbreviation. Again, I like to have it twice sometimes. I'm just gonna have it just only once, and I'm gonna save my position and get out of this little menu here and make my game to be windowed, not a windowed full screen, because what I like to use is I like to use what's it called, swerve. I like to use simple runtime window editor, aka SRWE. A lot of streamers use this. You can always look up a tutorial how to use it, but it's how I use it. Taskbar mode, and then I have my recent profiles here, so I don't have to insert the numbers all the time. I click hi, and then I take a little screenshot. Everybody say cheese. If I don't like how it turned out, what I'll do is I'll either try another angle or I'll try another pose, and I honestly think this could be better, so I'm going to try another angle. I went ahead and took a bunch of screenshots, like a lot. I was taking screenshots for about almost an hour. I got kind of carried away, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn off all the effects that I don't use while I'm like actually playing my game. Chromatic abbreviation. If you are curious about the G sheet that I used to use before this, That was Phil Dauphin. I will also leave that down in the description now. But this is the end of the video. Be sure to stay tuned until the very end to see how I edit my videos. If you enjoyed, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow my Twitch. Follow my socials. I am rivzaix everywhere. I go live every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, and sometimes Saturday if I'm feeling up to it. And this Saturday I am feeling up to it. So just come swing by. Master list of all the links that I mentioned in this video will be down in the description for your convenience down below. So make sure you go check that out. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. And we're back. Zai is like Hyunmin. Okay, guys, we're not career boosts. I promise we're not career boosts. Okay, guys, this is how I edit my pictures. Lock in. No more farting. No more Hyunmin. Okay, open up Photoshop. Photoshop 2020. No version older. No version younger. Okay, none of that photo piece shit either. Maybe go up to filter. Press camera raw filter. Okay, wait for it to load. And then you want to go to the right side. Okay, all right, and then move the texture bar up so it looks like very like, you see how different it looks? Like over here it looks very like but like over here it looks like more clear. Turn that shit up all the way, and then go to the detail panel and move the sharpening up just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit, and then press okay, and just look at that. Like, it's so much more better, right? Like, okay, but like, who said I brought Photoshop? No, I did buy Photoshop, but like, somebody brought it for me. Like, next you're gonna go ahead and open like your media or whatever. Actually, these pictures right here are from texturelabs.org. Texturelabs.org is where you need to go for everything you might need for like dust filters or like lens flare. I just like to add like the lens flare shit. I like to add that. And then you repeat the process with every other texture you may have available that you want to use. I love how this is turning out. And then I like to use this. It's the same 3 textures on every single picture I freaking make as of recently. So if you want like the actual like texture, I can send it in the Discord. And then I like to turn down opacity of it. It's like too like overall. Turn that down a bit. Last rating I do is I go up to filter. We're not going to go raw again. Instead, we are going to go to render and then lighting effects. I used to be scared of this because I used to think it meant like lightning, like thunder and lightning. And I already have everything set up how I wanted to set up, so I'm not going to change the settings. So I'm just press okay. And then I also like to do this sometimes. I should probably like Control Z. Yeah, I'm Control Z and get rid of this stuff. And I just go to filter, blur gallery, and tilt shift. Tilt shift, I should say. Tilt shift, hello, high quality, okay. Just adds a little blur. I was meant to be yours. If y'all know that song, you know Peak, I fear. You know Peak. You know Peak if you know that song. Oh. You also know Poop, I guess. Or Fart. We know parler français. Okay, this is a very important part of my editing process. When I go to export, I don't do that export as quick export as PNG shit. I feel like it makes it like the quality like really bad. So I press export as, and then I make sure my resample is by cubic sharper, because I want my pictures to be sharp, okay? I want them to be sharp. Like, look at this. Sharp, ain't it? By cubic sharper. Oh. The resample is by cubic sharper.
Huh?
And press export. And I'll do the same to every picture. Yes, make sure to follow and if you aren't already. Thank you guys for hanging out. Here's the raid message. But yes, I'm gonna go ahead and start the raid now. Have fun with Minx, guys. Be nice to her, okay? Do not be rude. Don't go with her farting, cause she gonna tell me, alright? Alright, I'll see you guys on Wednesday.